Alan, do you think entrepreneurship is in the DNA? Do you think it comes natural?
Do I think it's in the DNA?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I told you, Michael. You wouldn't have thought about that if I hadn't told you that entrepreneurship
that's a very good
was in the DNA. I don't think you can learn entrepreneurship in a textbook. And why do I say that? Because when I attended school with my wife, Patty, entrepreneurship didn't even exist. Or at least it didn't exist as a name. And I didn't even attend a class in entrepreneurship, nor did I even know what the word meant. But my grandfather, who was an immigrant from Russia, who came to this country in 1923 after the Russian Revolution. And again, most of you probably don't even know what the Russian Revolution was, but that's another class. He didn't know what entrepreneurship was, but he was one of the most successful entrepreneurs that I ever knew. And he started out with a push cart, if you know what a push cart is or was, on the Lower East Side, and eventually became one of the wealthiest men in New York City, along with other individuals who were immigrants and came to this country from various parts of Europe. I have a very good friend whose family happens to be Italian, and they've had extremely successful business achievements.
So some of the students through the course of the semester have argued that maybe we should modify the term entrepreneur, and maybe there's such a thing as an immigrant entrepreneur.
I think we should just forget about the word entrepreneur. I really do. I think why have labels? Why put labels on people? Labels don't fit. And people ought to just simply be said, this is individual A, individual B, individual C. We talk about people and identify them by color. That's another dumb thing we do in this country. No one comes over and points to me and says, hey, here's that white guy, what they do to people of color. So that's why I think I've never been in favor of labels. And although...
All right, well, let's scratch the term, and let's discuss your career. Were you an order taker? Did you start things? How would you define your career? You were a business person?
I don't think I was anything. All I did was get the job done. And to me, that's the simplest definition of what we call entrepreneurship today. I don't know what an order taker is. I never took an order in my life. All I did was get the job done, no matter what it was, whether it was on this campus of the University of Miami, whether it was delivering newspapers on Miami Beach. I got the job done. And maybe that's a very simple definition of what we now call entrepreneurship, and a word that we've decided to simply throw away in the trash can.
Right.